Good morning. How are we doing? Oh, look at the state of this lid. How are we, everybody? Welcome in. England, Australia. First test didn't go well. Stream didn't go well either, did it? But never mind. We move. Watford for live. Start the stream. All right, mate. Chewy beans. I'm here. Hello. Little bit of fire to start. Of course it's fire. It's Watford. Lovely. Welcome in, buddy. How are you doing? I am joined by Man Like Ren. So you might hear some googling and gargling from my 4-month-old son. Wife's gone out shopping, so we've got company, gents. So we're keeping it clean. Good morning, Grant. Good to have you back. Good to be back. Sorry I wasn't about last week. I thought the kickoff was an hour and a half earlier, and I had to be in Skegness in the afternoon. The Ireland game was brilliant. I'm not going to lie. I've been a bit preoccupied this morning. I haven't even seen it, but I have heard that it was an absolute belter. So I'm going to catch up with that a little bit later on. But yeah, how was it? Talk to me. I hear good things. Oh, morning streams again. Where are we at? I'm not about mornings. I'm not about mornings. But it is what it is. If we want to watch the boys, we've got to be up. And we've got to be about. Should I tell you the score? Yeah, tell me the score. I don't mind knowing the score. I heard it was a belter, and I know Ireland won. So yeah, I don't mind knowing the score. Right, let's go over the teams for this morning or this evening, wherever you are in the world. Let's have a look at what's what. So we'll start with the home team. We'll start with Australia. So Angus Bell in the loose head with Dave Port. Oh God, I'm so bad at pronunciation. It's not even funny. All Blacks 12, Ireland 23. All Blacks red card. Ooh. Dave Porecki in at 2. Tupu in at 3. I know it's not Tupu. I know it's Tupou, but what an absolute superstar he is. That's going to be a huge matchup with Ellis Genge. Looking forward to seeing them lock horns. Oh, it's going to be a belter. It is. You're not wrong, son. Number 4, Matthew Phillip. 5, Caden Neville. In the back row, we've got Leota and Hooper with Valentini in at 8. Strong pack there for the Aussies. Tupou, actually. It's Tupu. Welcome into Big. Up the mighty Wallabies, he says. Nah, stuff that. Don't forget, of course, we have got a poll running. Big, are you that confident in the Wallabies that you voted for England in the poll? What am I seeing? Two of you voted in the poll. It's 100% of you think England are going to win at the minute. Right, on to the Aussie backline. Nick White with that beautiful tash in scrum half. Lolesio, and I always butcher his name, so there's nothing new there. He gets the nod at 10 again. Do you like him? Yeah. Is he good? Yeah, okay. There you go. Heard it here first. My son's an Aussie fan. Coro Betts in at 11. Samo Karevi in at 12. Lol, see you. Oh, the big. Alright, do you want to come and see everybody? Come on then. Come and meet the world. There we go. Right. This is my son. This is Ren. Say hello. You're on camera shy. Okay. In at 13, we've got Sami. Tom Wright on the... I love Dickie's butchering of the name. Oh, mate, I don't... Right, I've got no time for learning names. I'll get it off the commentary later, and it'll be fine. Tom Wright on the open side wing, and Patia in at fullback. I ain't got time to be learning names. Thank you though, Grant. I appreciate it. Right. I think I'm all right on the England ones, so we'll go through those, shall we? I don't know why. I feel he has the big. That's not very nice, is it? Wasn't very nice. He says you look like Owen Farrell. Do you look like Owen Farrell? Say he looks like more like Dylan Hartley, if anything. Right, on to the England pack. Starting off in Loosehead with Ellis Genge, Jamie George in hooker, Will Stewart in tight head, Mario Itoje in the second row alongside Johnny Hill. Controversial Johnny Hill last week. Look, played the game, had a little bit of niggle, found an opportunity, took it, and made the other guy bite. That's how it goes. Either way, you can't be laying the nut on people. Did you interpret that as an insult? Well, a little bit, because everybody hates Owen Farrell. Morning, Fleshin. Welcome in. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. That's what we should call these games, the Breakfast Club. Right, where were we? Yeah, Johnny Hill. And then onto the back row, Courtney Laws. Sam Underhill gets the nod at 7. Not sure about that. Not sure how I feel about that. Billy Vunipola in at 8. On to the backs then. Jack Van Portveld in at 9. Marcus Smith in at 10. Tommy Freeman on the blindside wing. Owen Farrell in at 12. Guy Porter gets the nod at 13 this week. Jack Knoll at 14 and Freddie Stewart at fullback. Grant at Fleshin. Are you getting the ball wars? What? Fair, but I'll give it to him. He has a photographic head. You going to smirk at them? You going to give them that Farrell smirk? No. Good boy. Lovely jubbly. Right. Okay, so almost time for kickoff. Let's get some likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get to 10 likes by half time. We've got 5 votes on the poll. 60% of you think England, 40% of you think Australia. So keep those votes coming in. Love to see that. And I'm not sure how this one's going to go, you know. That was a big burp. Flesh and Grant, I passed it over. Peppered steak, it was frozen. Oh no. Fortress Suncorp will hold. Ooh, fighting talk from the big. I don't know. Watching a couple of the interviews, Jamie George very, very passionate about how England threw away their opportunities last week, and have had a really good week training, yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure which way this is going to go, if I'm honest. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested by a couple of these changes, though. Grant, the Safa pundits are really laying into the England team, almost like they don't like the English. What a surprise. What a surprise. I did watch it on, because I was in the car. I had to source a link. And I did watch it on Super Sports last week. And they were laying into England last week as well. I don't mind them not liking the English. I don't think many people do. Something to do with colonialism. I mean, it's not our fault that our ancestors did bad things, but I mean, a lot of you have got westernized countries because of it. So, you know, them's the breaks. Are we allowed to swear now we have an adult in the room? Fuck off. Man like Ren. Can't say bad words, can we? It doesn't understand them yet, so it's fine. Can't say bad words in front of Ava, the other one. So, England just getting into the dressing room. The Aussies are preparing to come out. Hugs all round. I must admit, this is something from Stan Sports I really like. I really like the dressing room coverage. It's really quite... I mean, like, in the UK, they put some, like, GoPro up in the corner, like a security camera. And we can have a little quick peek. But it seems so much more extensive in the Stan Sports ones. And I really like that. The weather today is 10 degrees Celsius, clear and no wind. So, fresh in Oz. Sunscorp looking fabulous today. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium anyway. I'd love to go there. But yeah, packed out in gold and green. England then just coming into the corridors then. Led out by Courtney Laws. If you are wanting to watch the game, of course, it's on Sky Sports, Stan Sports, Super Sports. Wherever you are in the world, you can find it, I'm sure. But if you can't, because you haven't got the subscriptions, that's why we're here. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on. Yeah. That's all good. Did you see the dressing room halftime footage from the last game? Dave Rennie was going through his game plan on his whiteboard. I saw Squidge's video on it, and I did see what he'd written. Optimism was the key word, wasn't it? And I kind of like that. Really simple message, really effective. Stephen Somerville's in the house. He must be buzzing this morning. Stephen has got no socks left in the drawer after that Irish win. How you doing, buddy? What's going on, mate? Ireland did it. History made. What do you make of it? I mean, it's creamy pants time, really, wasn't it? I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it later. I've been a bit busy this morning with Man Like Ren, but I am going to catch up, and it sounds like it was an absolute belter. So congrats to the Irish. Love to see home nations doing well, especially on tour. Happy for the Irish getting the win, but that was a fucking weird game. Really? Grant, congrats, Stephen Somerville. Grant, I don't think Stephen Somerville played. I think he just cheered on. But yes, congrats to Ireland. Those gold hats are a slight step up from the usual KFC hats. No, you got it. I like the KFC bucket heads. Oh, crikey. Right, Shannon Ruska is giving the Aborigine speech. I like this as well. I like this nod to their heritage. It's nice. Well, at least I can enjoy some good rugby now today from the rest of the games. I mean, you can enjoy it even if you lose. Look at that, Ren. What's going on? I saw Stephen take out some... Stephen running around hitting chop tackles. What? Oh, wow. He's working the crowd hard, this guy, and I like it. Well, true. Right. Oh, mate, this guy's working this crowd hard. He is working this crowd hard. He's starting off the tribal chant, and he wants the crowd to join in with him. And he's like, "Oh, let's have a practice. It's not loud enough." Oh, what am I hearing? He's going Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. He's working this crowd like he's on some sort of Butlins in 1948. What is this? I love it. I love it. Oh, give it some beans, son. I love that. Right, we got the national anthems. And we will start with England's national anthem as the away team. Who's singing this? Shelley Davis. How cold is it? It's Australia. I thought it's hot all the time. Too big. What's this fraudulence? Why are they all in coats? Right. 4 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get to 5 before kickoff. We're trying to get to 10 by half time. We're on 922 subs as well. That road to 1,000 is well on the way. As we are just waiting for kickoff. We'll bring you all the action as it comes to us on the screen. We've got ball tracking up and ready as well, so that's all gravy, baby. And I've been having a chat with a few content creators, and we're organising a little wrap-up of the summer internationals. So we're going to try and have a live round table of the summer internationals and how everything went. So hopefully we've got that to come as well. What else is happening on the channel at the minute? We posted a video this week. We don't do it often, but we got one out. We went to Skegness, and one of the worst towns to live in Britain, and we looked how rugby is making the town a little less shit. Who was the last Indigenous player for the Aussie Union side? I don't know. They tend to use a lot of Islanders now, don't they? Is that awkward? I don't know. That's a good question. Does anyone know the answer? I'm going to Google it, but... What's going on with the Aussie national anthem? They seem to be lacking some music. But they are giving it some beans around the stand. Yeah, if anyone can answer Fleshing's question, because I've only got one hand, and trying to type with one hand and concentrate on holding the baby and keeping an eye on chat is proving more challenging than I thought. Beale, I think. Oh, of course, yeah. Oh, that's a good shout, you know. Everyone uses a few Islanders. England are no exception. We've got a couple of Islanders. We love them. It is interesting, though, what's going to happen with the Islanders moving forward, because obviously now they're allowed to essentially bring back their talent on the international stage. We'll see how that goes. Right. Let's see if we can get caught up. Okay. Oh, it's Andrew Brace in the middle. But we are off and running. We are a little bit behind ball tracking, about 30 seconds behind ball tracking. So, as always, as England kick off and just outside of the 22, it's gathered and carried back in. So, they are going to box kick, but they won't be able to find touch here. Of course, how could I forget the legends? As they do box kick, and Freddie Stewart gets up well on the Aussie 10, and England launch their attack through Genge, who drives into Valentini. Smith then looks to... Oh, sorry, no, Genge was on the second phase. I'm not sure it might have been Billy on the first phase, but he crashes through the ball, through the just able to get it clear. Strong start from England there, big sign of intent. Runs direct line into Hooper, sits him down on his arse like a child. Like a wonky-eyed child. Bless his little cottons. Might have knocked his eyes straight, that one. And then Marcus Smith stabs one through, but Patir is there to cover and clear their lines to the 10, and England will have the line out and back on the attack they come. And I am enjoying this double playmaker style that England are operating with at the minute. I think it works really well. As Farrell now nudges one forward, and Tom Wright clears that, but only as far as Marcus Smith on his own 10. And again, another click. It's a poor kick into the 22, and is comfortably marked by Pata. I don't know. At Fleshant, not everyone. As Australia go a little short one and go wide, and Freddie Stewart gathers the chip over the top and runs into his own man as Billy carries up then. Takes 3 men to bring him to ground. Portfield to Smith. Smith just realigning really quick, doing a really good job of resetting and organising the team around him. As now Genge carries up. Looking for runners, and Australia trying to put pressure on Smith by blitzing, and just offers up a little bit of space as Freeman finds a little hole. Portfield with a little snipe, and Billy on the attack now. England back into the 22. Good start from them. Atoje supported by Hill. This is lovely ruggers from England as they push this wide. Oh, it's a beautiful tip on Jack. No! Sits one down. Oh, it's Tom Wright just able to cling on. And somebody has stayed down. And, well, Tom Brace isn't sure what he wants to do. He's trying to get some communication. It's Patia that's down injured, so we are going to have some time off and breathe. Jesus Christ, what a start. It just gets his head the wrong side, head on hip. And as he goes down, he goes very floppy. I think that's his evening done. He is a little bit punch drunk. His legs still don't work. That's not good. That's not a good sign. Oh, that's a shame. Nobody wants to see that. Looks like Patir is injured for the umpteenth time. True, we can't import Zimbabweans as islanders, can we? No comments. Right, so we are going to have a change, an early change. Who's going to come on? Well, Patir's going to go off for a HIA, but I can't see how he's coming back from that. And who's this? 23. Perese is coming on, and he's going to have a longer evening than he thought. Yeah, he is, mate, isn't he? Right. There is 2 balls on the pitch, so the referee blows his whistle and we will reset the line out. So, commentators are saying he's going to go down for... Patea's going to go down for an assessment, but there's no way he's coming back. 67% of you on the poll think England are going to win this. 33% of you in Australia's as they set... Oh, it's a try for England. Let's describe that, because that is a sexual gravy piece of set play work. Billy Vunipola with the try. Line out into the middle. Itoje up, down. Shifts the maul from himself. And the Aussie defence all snap in on Itoje, but they don't realise that it's already gone, and Billy Vunipola is over the line, almost uncontested. Fantastic work from England at the line out there, and first blood to them. First blood to them, and it's not a bloody penalty. Conversion to come. Yeah! Try time! Oh dear. You're not a happy boy now, are you? Right then. If Pateo could just stay injury-free for like 5 minutes, for fuck's sake, he's such a talent. I'm running mod duties on 2 cent stream. I'll intermittently come in and out. Yeah, no worries to big mate. No worries, we know where your loyalties are. No, I'm joking. You do you, man. Enjoy. Right. So, 7-0. All England traffic in the first 5 minutes, but that means nothing in the context of this game. We know this Aussie team won't die. So, they are going to have to do a lot more to get the victory this afternoon. Now, porn bots keep coming into his stream. I hate them. Tell him to change his chat to subscriber only. Then at least if they do come in, they've got to subscribe. So if the porn bots are subscribing, then fair play to them. Right. Okay. So from the kickoff, England with the box kick. I think it was just inside. I'm not entirely sure. It is. No, it was. Oh no, it was inside, and it's a decent nudge, just short of halfway. Good try, England. Yeah, I think we talked about it. Cracking nudge there, all the way up to halfway there for Vamp Portland. It bounced about 6 inches out, so got all his money's worth on the kick. Nothing like a good porn bot. Hey, it's all interaction. Young Owen Farrell there next to Dickie. Doesn't like the England try. Nah, not happy. He wanted it to be in the backs. Anyway, Marcus Smith then hoofs this downfield straight down the middle. And that's collected outside of the 22. And looking for the 50-22. But it's well fielded by Freddie Stewart, who stabs a grubber through. And, oh! Tom Wright, a lot of work to do, and he's done exceptionally well. And, Sam Underhill, off feet. Tom Wright. Well, fantastic work to keep the ball in play from Tom Wright and save the 50-22. Question marks about whether he was held on the floor. He did put the ball down and got back up, but the second tackle I think he was held for. But nothing for England. And Sam Underhill comes in, loses his balance a little bit, gets off his feet, gets on the ball, and it's a penalty to Australia. So, you know, fair decision. Again, there's 2 balls on the pitch. Oh, ball boys, sort your lives out, will you? Got 20 balls flying around. It's like the beach ball in the stands. Australia up, down in the middle. Start the driving maul. England sack. And Australia lose the ball in the maul. And it is a turnover for England. Just inside the Aussie 10 as Billy carries up. And again, it takes 2 or 3 to bring him to ground. And not rolling away as Hooper gets in on the ball. And England will have the penalty well within kicking range. Good steal from Will Stewart there. Probably not legal, but it's Andrew Brace. Anything could happen. Right. Oh. Cheers, mate. I know, mate. I know. That's not good. Well, that's the joys of fatherhood. You can get covered in sick. Right, so Owen Farrell is going to have a go at this penalty. We've got 4 likes on the stream. We are trying to get to 10 by half time. There's 6 of us in here. Can we do it? Can we do it? He's not happy with the penalty either. Come on, Ren. Let's get this one through. Ready? It's more points for England. Right then, so Billy is looking well up for this today. To be fair, Billy needs to start looking up for it, doesn't he? Because he's got a lot of critics at the minute. And there's a lot of questions he needs to answer. Yeah. Jameson, welcome in. Morning, boys. How are we going so far? We're going good. 10-0 England as the kickoff comes in down Itoji's throat and he takes that. You don't want to be up. You don't want to be down. What do you want, young man? What do you want? Right, and Porterfield, again, box kicks away and Tom right there, but a good chase and England. Oh, he gets the offload away. That's good work from them. All right, mate. Do you not like that? Okay. I've got 50 on England to win by 13 or more. So it's a knock on from England there, and I didn't see what happened. I think it was Johnny Hill. Let's have a little look and see what happened here. I know, mate. You're not a happy boy. Oh, and Johnny Hill on the intercept. And, yeah, not good. Yeah. Right, so we are going to have the first scrum of the game. 918 kg for England pack, 917 kg for Australia pack, and Australia early engage and it's an England free kick, so we haven't even had the scrum. Right, so they will kick this high into the night sky, and it's there for Corbetti to gather just outside of the 22. Wasted opportunity. Was a little bit. Fleshant, this lad is not really an England fan, is he? Who, me? Oh, Jameson. So Valentini beats the first tackle and then runs into the massive mountain that is Johnny Hill, and then Itoji and Hooper now, and all trouble for Australia as England get the penalty just inside the 22, 15 metres in, and you would say this is going to be another nudge at goal. Yes. Tupu, I think that's just side entry, is it? Oh no, it's accidental offside from Philip. Hooper just tries to run, accidentally runs into him as he takes the ball slightly behind him. But Jack Knoll dragging down. Jack Knoll, I'm sure, in a former life, Jack Knoll was a flanker. Oh, hey, we got 5 likes on the stream. Let's go. Let's go.
Very good.
Hey!
Very good, very nice. Hello, chicken nugget.
Hello, chicken nugget.
Hi, Howard,
indeed.
subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for the sub. Of course, if you want to set off the chicken nugget, man, you know what to do. Just hit that sub button. The young man does not like the England dominance. I know. What's the matter with you? We're winning. Yeah. We are. Right, Owen Farrell then with the penalty kick, and it goes through. Jameson, you're on for a win, son. It's Australia 0, England 13. Yes. Chatty boy. Are you all right there? Okay. Tupu's having a rough start. You know, there's time for him. There's time for him. So, there is a whiteboard there. I don't know if you're watching, if you saw it. Just shot to Eddie Jones. There was a whiteboard behind him. And the whiteboard said field goal. I don't know if that's a nod to the Aussie whiteboard last week. Is that the game plan? Kick for goal. So, right, anyway, kick off just inside the 22. And Van Portfield will kick that downfield. And Tom Wright is bundled into touch, but by Jack Knoll. So great chase from England there. And at the minute, Australia under all sorts of pressure. And, oh, it is just a tiny feather of a toe. So, what good spot. And Farrell trying to get the ball quickly off of Hooper to go quickly. And, oh, and Nick White, such a Nick White thing to do. Scrum half. Oh, wow. It's a little bit of an elbow in the back of the head from Ellis Genji. Could be in a bit of bother here if this gets clocked. I'm not sure about that. Sorry, but have you named your son after an Irish whiskey? I think we're going to have a bit of a yellow card here. So Nick White gets tackled and then Ellis Genge leaves a forearm on his head. I think this is going to be a yellow. I'd be surprised if it's any more than a yellow. Oh, even better, it's just a penalty. We'll take that. We'll take that. So, Andrew Brace apologises for Nick White because he was just telling him off. And Ellis Genge walks away a little bit crestfallen that he got caught. And, well, that's what happens when there are 60,000 cameras around the stadium these days. You can't get away with nothing. And to be fair, it's a nothing bit of niggle. You don't need to be doing that. I mean, yeah, leave the hand on him to get yourself up. I don't mind that. But there's no need to lead with your forearm and nudge him in the back of the head. It's like, oh, it's pointless. Absolutely pointless. Anyway, Australia now on the attack with Valentini. Nick White then spins it into midfield. And met by Underhill, who's an absolute machine, isn't he? I'm not sure he's better than Tom Curry. I'm not sure he's the starter over Tom Curry, but he is certainly a beastly player. Nick White on the deck again, as there's a knock-on in the breakdown, and we will have an Australian scrum. Sorry, no, Fleshing. The reason he's called Ren is the father-in-law chose it based on 3 important names: Ryan, Ben and Colin. So they took all right, you want to watch? Okay. They took the R from Ryan, the E from Ben and the N from Colin, and that's how we got Ren. Right. So it's Australia ball. Well, I think that's a knock-on. He's lost it forwards, but and it just got a bit sloppy in there. So we're going to be reset anyway with a scrum. Farrell got a little blood around his lip. Love to see it. Good TMO. Yeah, no, it was a good spot by the TMO. It's obviously not Ben Whitehouse. And the scrum buckles, and it will be a penalty to England. Australia's scrum is in trouble. 2 scrums now. A free kick and a penalty. So England will kick this downfield for the line out. And then was it? No. Sorry, I thought they were getting marched back, but Marcus Smith just being a little bit cheeky, tried to steal an extra couple of yards. Oh, sorry, I thought I heard you call him Jameson. My hearing aid ain't working properly. No, Jameson's in the chat, mate. Jameson's in the chat. Right. So, here we go then. Jamie George then, just outside the 22. Padded down by Australia. And Australia get the steal on the line out. Those social media crossbar challenges in the week haven't helped Jamie George, clearly, as the Caterpillar gets set up and Nick White will prep the box kick. And away it goes. And that's in field onto the halfway, and Freeman does a good job of gathering that under pressure from Hooper. Genge carrying up into Valentini, who's really fighting hard to hold him up. It's been a few times Valentini's been on the tackle and he's looking to keep them upright as Smith fires the kick into the 22 down the throat of Peressa, and the chase isn't good either, and Australia now up to halfway as they move at the ball wide around England. Hooper into Courtney Laws, and Courtney Laws over the ball, long and strong. And England get themselves off the hook there. They made a mess of things for a little bit, but they've got it back on. The big England forwards monstering. They are fired up. They are pumped for this. Jacko Madden, England 35, Australia 26. Oh dear. Well, Ren, come on, mate. Ren doesn't like your prediction, and he's going to tell you all about it. Right, so up to the 22 then. In this penalty kick, and Jamie George will have another go at his arrows as it goes to the back, and this time Johnny Hill up and down into the maul, and they switch. Well, they splint around really as how's he got there? Is he legal? He swam through the middle. That's fine. As at the moment, England just able to get the ball back. I know, Rem, mate. Just a second. Let me just mute myself for a second. I'll be right back. Right, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to call in reinforcements. Poor Ren, not a happy boy. Right, so Australia have just picked up a yellow card with an intentional knock-on. The big calling that, yeah, I agree. It did look intentional, didn't it? He's gone at it one-handed. He knows that if he misses it, England are in. Well, the commentary team are saying his palm is sunlight, not grass. I hear what you're saying, but if he doesn't get it, it's a try. Correct ruling given the precedent, but I think the rule altogether is terrible. That's Dickie's boy you're smelling. I think he probably needed a nappy change. Right. So yeah. Yes, I agree that the law, needs looking at in general. I don't think it's a great law, the intentional knock-on. And I do agree that you've got to look at the hand position. Was he ever in a position to take that? I mean, if he doesn't go for it, it's a try. But if he goes for it, he can potentially... See, that's the one, isn't it? Right? If he doesn't go for it, it's a guaranteed try. If he does go for it, there's a half chance that he's going to knock it on. More than a half chance, to be fair, because he's stretching one-handed. You know, I think that's the correct call. I don't like it. I don't want to see 14 against 15, but it is what it is. So, yellow card for Australia. It's one of those things, but if he's a bit taller, he catches it. Yeah. Anyway, England took the penalty, take the 3 points, 16-0, and they kick down. Australia kick off downfield, and Van Portveld, returns the kick, and Australia now on the English 10. As Hooper now carries up just over the 10 as Porter brings him to ground. And they move it wide, and they've got forwards out in width as Toji tries to swim through the ruck unsuccessfully. And then it's knocked on, and Billy picks up. And Billy up to the 10. Oh, it's not a great pass from... Van Portveld, and Smith under pressure, but he puts a chip through, and he's in a foot race, and Porter in with him, and Nick White able to regather possession, and Australia will breathe a small sigh of relief. 5 likes on the stream, 17 minutes left of the half, and we're trying to get to 10. Can we get to 10 likes? If you haven't yet liked the stream, do drop a like. It helps us out so much as Lucille puts it up. And Jack Knoll gets up well underneath it. And England again will start the little bump and grind phases. Oh, I say that, they only have one of them, and it's kicked away. Shock. Oh, who's done that? I think that might be Jack Knoll. Has absolutely ended Lo Celso. Perfect timing. Just as he gets his foot down, he gets whiplash to the ground. The law is a bit silly. It is, Grant. It is. And that's not going to roll well. Nick White touches it, so he can't touch it down. He spills it backwards, and Australia have to now run it out in all sorts of trouble, and they just about are able to get the kick away and find touch. Lola Seal gets absolutely crunched by Knoll. It's a beautiful hit. Nick White doesn't carry it into the dead ball zone, but he does spill it. So I wonder if he just panics and doesn't know what he isn't allowed to do, so just decides he's got to run it. As Smith dinks one in over the top, there's nobody home, but the foot race will be won by Nick White, who's again in all sorts of trouble, and he's only found Johnny Hill on the 22, and the second row makes it all the way to about 5 metres short. Itoji, here come England on the charge. Genge! As Australia blitz through, and it's a great counter ruck, and they are able to regather possession and reorganise themselves. But what I will say about this Australia team in the first 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes, like the streamer Dickie gets Van Portvone's name right. I'll never get it right. I'm useless with names. I can barely remember my kids' names. Anyway, Van Portfleet. There we go. I will try harder to get them all right. As it goes short to Itoji from the line out then. Yeah. Australia in this first 25 minutes, they just look a little bit lackluster. They look a little bit flaggy. So Smith. Oh! Smith puts the kick through. It's a boot like a Toblerone. Smacks Nick White in the face, but it does come off for England, and they charge down the field, and Jamie George was herring towards the try line, but he was snaffled up. Sam Underhill on the run through gathers the ball, and then England move it wide, and Jack Noel is bundled into touch. So, Sami, you beauty. Grant, off to the shops with the missus. See you later. No worries, Grant. We'll see you later. Make sure you return home. Don't do what my dad did 20 years ago and not come back. Okay. Boot like a Toblerone. It didn't go where he intended, that's for sure. I don't think he tried to play the cannon off Nick White's face, is what I'm saying. As the kick from the Aussie penalty, the Aussie free kick finds touch between the halfway and 10 of Australia. Bye, Graham. Thanks for the wave. Right, what are we saying? Where are we at? So up at the front goes England and Itoji, and they go off the top unusually. As Smith to Noel stabs one through. Put pressure on Corabetti. And Porter, no arms in that. Could be in trouble if that comes back. I mean, he did rush up, but anyway, seems to be all good as Nick White sets the caterpillar and then runs off with the ball before he kicks it. So didn't feel comfortable with making touch from where he was. There we go. So later on today we've got South Africa Wales. I might do that one. Depends on how I'm doing on time. But we will try, and we'll try and get Argentina Scotland in as well. As that is slapped back. Oh no, stream's that bad. We lost one. We lost a sub. Never mind. We move. Anyway, Australia just get their first hand to the ball at the line out there, but they tip it down and it dribbles into touch. So it will be another England line out. They make an extra 5 metres or so. As this time they go to the back, and Itoji able to get a hold of it and set the maul. It rolls forward slowly before it starts to crab in field, and once is called from Andrew Brace. Advantage for England. Neville just in the offside position as Van Portfleet, and Billy on the pick and goo. Not sure why Andrew Brace brought that back, but he did. Wagwan, Casper the friendly streamer. Wagwan, Tom Stern. What's good, mate? Mate, you had me in stitches with that text last night. Made me physically laugh out loud. So, England have the penalty and they are going to go for the sticks again. And this one in line with the 50. Well, just inside the 15 as Andrew Brace moves the ball around and decides where he wants to put it. And it's about 4 metres outside of the 22. So, I'm glad I can help, you fucking fraud. Right, okay, so Farrell then with the pen. 3 from 7, says the ball tracker, but I don't think he's had 7 goes at goal. Anyway, it does go over, and it is Australia 0, England 19. Interested to see some of the stats on this game, because I feel like it's been a lot of English traffic. I feel like it's been a lot of English traffic, not gonna lie. But I don't want to sit here and go, yeah, it's all England, and it's not. And as I say that, the commentary team say there's been a couple of things that Australia have done, but other than that, it's been all England. So maybe I'm right. Right, who knows? Anyway, 10 of you in here, 5 likes on the stream. We're trying to get to 10 by half time. We've got 8 minutes to do it. Can 5 of you find it in yourselves to click that like button and help the stream out as the kickoff is returned through the boot, and it's all gone scrappy and it's all gone everywhere, and eventually Andrew Brace calls it back for a knock on. So 14 votes on the poll as well. If you haven't voted on the poll, get a vote in. 79% of you think England, 20% of you think Australia. Sorry, 80% of you think England now. 20% of you think Australia. I was wondering why that was a very clear, consistent polling figure. 7 likes. Let's go, boys and girls. So, anyway, we move. Australia will have the scrum. As my telly freezes up. That's good. That's not the one. Eight now. Right, so I don't actually know what happened, but Australia, what I do know is Australia have got a penalty. So we will bring you the information as it comes to us. A minute, I'm just trying to get the telly back. Okay. So, Australia are going to kick this downfield. And they will find touch and have the line out. Okay. Okay, so Genge went through two per Will. Well, basically the commentary team are saying that Will Stewart's given away the penalty, and the penalty. Both actually, Australian and English commentary teams are suggesting that penalty probably should have gone the other way. But that is Andrew Brace, and we have to just accept that Andrew Brace doesn't always have the best games. Right. Pasami, and I reckon this is Australia's first visit to England's 22, as they look to move it wide. Short is cried by Andrew Brace as Nick White slaps Billy to get him out of the way. And Australia are over the line. It's Tupu. Tupu with the try. Wagwan TK. Good morning, mate. How you doing? How's your COVID? Hope you're well, mate. I hope you're not suffering too bad. 8 likes. Let's go. Big try for Australia. They've not had a lot of anything for the first 37 minutes of the game, and their first visit to the 22 comes up trumps with a try. The big is creaming in his pants, and I mean Tupu's not too bad, is he? Really? He's distinctly average. What a player. It is ironic though that Southern Hemisphere rugby loving their running rugby and their width and their all of that good stuff, that one of their standout players is a prop. Anyway, I'm struggling with this COVID. I've been in bed since yesterday. Oh, fuck, man. Hope you feel better soon. It can be pretty grim, but that will teach you for going down the chemo ward and snogging the kids. Right. I'm not sure that's okay to say. And you've thanked me for it. Cheers, mate. How you been? Right, so 1970. Australia 7, England 19. I've been good though, mate. I've been good. Yeah. Right. So, fireworks around Suncorp. What am I hearing? I mean, I've said it now. It can't be unsaid. As the kickoff is just inside the 22, as Lo Celso just bumps off Itoje, and Itoje's not in a good way. That'll be the end of Itoje's day as he tries to sit up and can't even get up into an upright position. Basami's such a small guy. Pleasant, don't talk about Southern Hemisphere running rugby to South Africa. Sorry, Grant, if you read that. Well, no, I get your point. Oh, yeah. Itoje just gets his head the wrong side of the tackle. Poor technique from him. Head on shoulder. And that's him go night-night. He's taking a nap. And in the meantime, let's have a look at who the replacement... There's no way he's staying on this field. Maro Itoje tonight, 1 try assist, 6 carries, 5 lineouts, 1, 2 gain line wins. Who is going to replace him? Chesson, maybe? We'll have a look and see. Hooper just complaining to the referee that Itoje's still on the field. I mean, to be fair, you've got to check he's safe to move before you move him. You can't just drag him off. Yes, he's gonna have to go off for a HIA. That's a given. But you can't be saying, yeah, just grab him by the ankle and drag him off. Not sure that's how things are done. Right, we are 2 likes away from our goal of 10. If you haven't yet liked the stream, whack a like, so we can see if we can get to that goal. Got a sea of these. What, they're the plant pot hats, aren't they? Right, yeah, here comes Ollie Chesham as suspected. Oh dear. Flat's just getting called out by the commentary team there, and you love to hear it. Okay. Right, so good news. Itoje leaves the field under his own steam, so we like to see that. But he is replaced by Ollie Chesham. And well, the good news is he's pretty wobble free on the walk back, so that's good news. But he ain't coming back out. There's no way. He was sleeping. Okay, so 16 votes, 81% of you think England, 19% of you think Australia on the poll, as Australia moved this wide in their own 22 and they kick that through. Stewart collects and gathers and just runs it up to halfway before being absolutely met. And Van Poorfleet, Tom Wright comes round the corner trying to clear out Owen Farrell. And as... Oh, well, hang on. Let's have a look at this again. So, Tom Wright comes through the side to clear out Owen Farrell. And as a result, clears... Oh, wow. Clears out Van Poorfleet as well. And as a result, give away the penalty. Which, ironically, Owen Farrell tries to nudge it all the way down to the 5 metre line. Misses touch. And Australia nudge it out. And that is half time. Oh, breathe. We were 2 likes away. We nearly made it. We nearly made it, folks. But there we go. Them's the breaks. Okay. So, we are going to take a short break. We will be back in a minute. But we will not leave you empty-handed. Of course, we've got the halftime show. So, enjoy these messages from our sponsors. Hi, rugby fans. Did you know how soothing and relaxing subscribing to Rugby Geeks can be? You didn't? Well, let me tell you in this soothing ASMR advert, which stands for something, but I have no idea what. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Okay. You sure? Subscribing to Rugby Geeks means you will be notified every time we go live, meaning you won't miss any of the action. Don't waste time and stress yourself out searching the internet for a broadcast if you didn't have the right channel to watch on TV. You will also join a community of like-minded rugby fans every weekend. Also, subscribing really helps the channel grow, and that's just a super nice thing to do. When you hit subscribe, listen, you can hear your blood pressure decreasing already. Go on, make my day. Subscribe.
never too late to change your love. So don't let them steal your light. Don't let them break your stride. There's light on the other side. You'll see all the rain clouds follow me. It's a revolution. Make it last. It's forever.
We're back. We're back. That's a really hard cut, isn't it? I need to change that transition. Okay, welcome back. What a first half performance from England, and what a difference a week makes. I think they're just playing with a little bit more intent. I think this new game plan that England are now queuing up ready for the next World Cup, and I think that's what this is. I think we're now in. I agree with what I watched a video on Squidge about this England side, and basically he said that Eddie Jones only works towards World Cups, and I kind of agree with that, and that basically we're not going to see anything from England until the World Cup, and he'll unveil his Grand Master plan. And I think we're starting to see that now. I think Eddie's hand has been forced a little bit, and we're starting to see England start to work on this game plan live, and hope that the rest of the world don't catch up in the next 12 months. I still can't believe that Itoje got bulldozed by 175 meters, 1.75 metre centre. I mean, he ran into his shoulder and knocked himself out in the temple. I wouldn't say he got bulldozed. Right. Grant, Fleshen, we do play running rugby. We run the scrum, then to the line out, and then we run in the maul. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Commentary team, pundits, Dylan Hartley, just saying Billy's playing really well. He is having a good game. I'm not a massive Billy Vunipola fan. I think he can get a little bit lazy and a little bit lackadaisical in his work rate, but today he's been fantastic. I can't odds him. Australia, panic stations, really, isn't it? They haven't had an awful lot of ball. I haven't seen any stats yet. Let's have a little look at some of the stats. I mean, Australia have made 98 metres to England's 176. They've had 39 carries to England's 46. But they have beaten 14 defenders to England's 8. So there's some question marks defensively there for England. We've got some possession stats. Australia conceded 9 penalties to England's 3. So discipline, a real worry for Australia, because 9 penalties is what you'd expect in the full 80 minutes. But there we go. Let's see if we can find some better stats, because those ones aren't very good. They're not very thorough. But let me know what you think. What do you think's going on? What are you enjoying about this game? What are you disliking about this game? Flesh and my mistake. Here we go. The IBM Match Centre. That's what we want. Look at this. These are stats. So, Australia have had 44% of the possession to England's 56%. So it's actually a lot closer than we think. But I don't think they've had that much territory. They may have had a fair amount of the possession, but they haven't had the territory. And that one visit to the 22 has really just about kept Australia alive in this game. Right, of course, next week it's we'll do this game again because I'm an England fan, so I want to watch this game. So I'd rather watch it with you than watch it on my own. But it's at the SCG, so we'll be watching it from there. Australia's defence, England's forwards. Australian defence is great. England forwards dominant. I will give you that. Australia, they're doing a really good job of reorganising in D, staying connected, getting off the line, trying to rush Marcus Smith. They are doing a good job of that. The problem that they're running into is so the forward carry pod that's coming around the corner has the option to flick it out the back door to Marcus Smith. If that happens, they bum rush Marcus Smith, but he's got another pod set up outside him who have the option to flick it out the back to Owen Farrell. So there's huge amounts of distribution options that are causing this Australia defence to have to bite in on forwards. But they are doing a really good job in their work rate and their reorganisation. So you take that. Penalties are costing Australia. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Ooh, club card prices. Right. There you go. Australia made 60 tackles to England's 42. One might say that they are being ever so slightly dominated. Let's have a look at the defensive stats. So, 60 tackles to 42, 8 tackles missed to 14, 3 turnovers each. 27 rucks, 1 for Australia, 39 for England, 3 lost for Australia, 2 for England. So 90% success rate for Australia and a 95.1 success rate for England. Right, we are almost ready for the second half. I came back a little earlier than I normally would because I keep getting copyright claimed on the halftime show. There's a song in there somewhere that I need to change. So I'm hoping that coming back early I've missed it. But there we go. Let's have a look at the poll. 16 of you have voted on the poll this morning. 81% of you think England are going to go on to win. 19% of you think that Australia will. We are on the road, by the way, to 1,000 subscribers. We are 921 at the minute. So let's see if we can get 1 or 2 in this morning. See if we can set off the chicken nugget man. If you can set him off, we're all happy. Right. And we've got 8 likes on the stream as well. So we're 2 away from that goal of 10. Can we get to 10 likes before we restart for half time? And then we'll set a new full-time goal based on wherever we are then. What are Australia going to have to do to win this game from here? Well, they're going to have to get on the front foot. Is the honest answer. A little less defending, a little more attacking. They are going to have to find a way to spend some time in England's half. They are very, very good in the 22. So, yeah. What have we got on today? On Sky Sports. Ooh, we've got a bit of cricket later on. England, India. First T20. So we just wait now for the players to come out. What are you drinking this morning as well? Where in the world are you? Are you on the coffee? I mean, it's only just turned 12 o'clock here, so I'm not feeling the beer just yet. So I'm having a little coffee. But what's your tipple? So just the one try in this game. Oh, sorry, just the 2 tries in this game. Billy Vunipola for England and Tupou for Australia. Right, out come the Aussies. England are already out. There's the flames around the stands. Lovely scenes as Hooper does a couple of press-ups just to show off in the middle. Just to loosen off those arms again. I went on the piss the other day. Today's rugby focused. You got porn bots to deal with. You're at work. Okay. So, as always, we are ever so slightly behind ball tracking. So we will bring you the action as it comes to us on the telly box. And we will keep you informed as to what is going on. Right, so we're back off and underway, and the kick is well taken by Stewart, climbing over the top of Neville, and it's just outside of the 22 as Chesham carries up. Fleshing just cracking a Sam McGowl. You are living the dream, Treacle. As Portfelt boots that up, and a good chase from Freddie Stewart up to the 10 of Australia. Corabetti then tackled by Van Portfleet, and Australia try a little dinky chip, and it just about comes off. Oh, Parisi. There's no collision. Parise, sorry, and he's holding his knee. And Jamie George waves frantically at the referee to stop the game. Oh, as he lands, he just straightens up a little bit, and then it gives way, and he's in an awful lot of pain. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. Nobody wants to see that. It doesn't matter who you play for. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad the rivalry or how bitter the rivalry between the sides. We want all 15 men from both sides to come off the pitch at the end of the day with a smile on their face, and nobody wants to see this as the physio signals to the bench for a change. Not sure who's going to replace him. What have we got? Is it James O'Connor? It's going to have to be, isn't it? So the stretcher is out. It is going to be James O'Connor that will replace him. I'm not sure if there's going to be a reshuffle to fit James O'Connor in, or if James O'Connor will just slide into fullback, but we'll put him there for now. Naturally going to take a little bit of time over this, and rightly so. This is not a particularly nice injury. Right, okay, so we had 8 likes on the stream, and that's where we got to at the start of the half. Let's see if we can get to. I'll keep it easy. Let's get to 12. 17 votes on the poll. That's not good. No, nobody wants to see that. On comes James O'Connor then. He trots out onto the field. And he's just having a chat with Lola CEO. Just a couple of instructions, and Lola CEO just letting him know how things are going out there and what to expect. 9 at the moment. 9 what? 9 Sam McGows? Or 9 injuries? So it looks like James O'Connor's going to go into that cursed roll of the day, 15. So he just loosens off a little bit, and the go-kart carries Parise away. And a couple of standing ovations in the stands, and he is hands over his face. His 9 likes at the moment, is it? I'll refresh that then. As Billy Villapola then gets the carry forward. Ellis Genge charging forward on the crash line. Jamie George looks to give it a little show, and then as it carries as offside advantage for England, and Portfleet has a little snipe into Courtney Laws. Johnny Hill plays scrum half. Beautiful little spin there as Marcus Smith offers the kick and then just checks his feet, steps inside the man, and then gets the nudge. And Owen Farrell stood right in front of the posts on the offside advantage, and England once again, same old England, boring kicking, but it wins games, so we don't mind it. But it will be another kick at the posts for Farrell. Marcus Smith is nudging a lot of these little dinks through with absolutely no success, which is a little bit odd, really. But there we go. That's why he's paid the big bucks and I sit on my arse in my shed. As this one will sail through, unsurprisingly for Farrell. And England will extend their lead to 15. So outside of 2 converted scores now for Australia, and you would say from here it's going to be hard work. But somebody said the other last week, I think it might have been in Kiwi's stream, saying that the game is starting to go a bit like rugby league. 60 minutes of really cagey rugby, and then everything opens up. I kind of agree with that. I would hope, though, that we can get to a place where we can have 80 minutes of decent ruggers. As the kickoff is dropped, and Jack Knoll just able to snaffle it up and just able to get himself to ground, as Ellis Genge will carry up and just calm things down. No advantage coming, so there is a knock on from Australia. I'm in trouble. I pinched a bit of chocolate. Right, okay. So, scrum time, and ball tracking showing us that Australia have got a penalty deep in the English 22. I say deep in the English 22, it can't be that deep because the scrum is on the 22. So we'll bring it to you in a second. As well, I'm not sure Okay, no. That's fair enough, that one. He lost his bind. Okay, fair enough. In the last one, the tight head bore in on Will Stewart, and Will Stewart kept his binding, but because the tight head bore in, he ended up losing his bind. Anyway, Australia pouring everybody into this maul. There's backs in there and all sorts, and England hold firm for now as they try to splinter, and it eventually comes down under Jack Knoll, and now Valentini on the 5. England trying to find some organisation as Tupu gets double teamed by Ellis Genge. Again, Australia just looking to bore around the corner, work the short stuff as Hooper has a pick and go. Pods now arriving around the corner. Tupu plays scrum half. No hands is the call for Courtney Laws. As Tupu, Chesham and somebody else all have to wrestle Tupu to the ground. And I know it's not Tupu, I just prefer to say that. And Lo Celso back inside, and plenty of English defenders there, but an advantage coming as Tupu bounces off Marcus Smith, and it's just a metre short. Oh, Ball Dragons tell us dirty, it's coming. Nick White digging deep as he fires this out the back door. It's a good... Oh, did he get it down? Did he get that down inside? There's no doubt on the field. Andrew Brace is happy with it. And it's Corabetti. That's 2 visits to the 22 for Australia. 2 tries. So, question marks about England's red zone defence here. Because 2 visits, 7 points of visit. Well, potentially. Oh no, it is down inside. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if this goes over. Could be 7 points of visit to the 22. Oh, sorry, it was Samu Kaveri with the try. 2 likes away from the 10 that we're after. Nick White and Hooper just gathering the boys and having a little bit of a huddle and just trying to rev them up. It's now just... The conversion is going to be good. So it is 7 points a visit for Australia in England's 22. And just a slender 8-point lead now. And England will need to continue to turn the screw, because Australia are not going away. This could be fireworks. Oh, this could be a doozy of a game. This could be an absolute doozy of a game. Right then. Andrew Price just warning England to stay on side. And the kickoff is just inside the 22 and hastily returned down the throat of Stewart, who runs it back and spins it off to Billy, who gets them just over halfway. Stewart then has a carry up to the 10. Smith offers something for Courtney Laws, who spills it forwards, and a chance for Australia to come back at this unstructured England defence, but they decide to kick, and Stewart's there to clean it up and runs it back to halfway. Porter carries up to the 10, but gets stripped in the tackle, and there is no one home in the back field, I don't think, and Lo Celso pegs that one through. What's going on with this morning? And Australia are going to have a line out. Around about halfway by the looks of it. We'll bring that as it comes. Oof. Oh, so we have got another injury for Australia. Bell is back on for this time for Scott Seo. Didn't realise there'd been a change in the first place. But there we go. Tupu Runlet-Smith was a match made in Aussie heaven. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And up and down in the line out then. And Nick White just sniping holes, and there's a good cut back line, and Australia will get the penalty on the English 10. And they are going to kick for touch, looking to fight their way back into this game. We've got another man down for Australia. This time it's Leota. And Leota still down on the ground, so right, another injury. Looks that way. Looks that way. Anyway, Leota back up on his feet, so he will be okay. But yeah, no, it's all Leota. Oh no. Right. Okay. So they are going to kick to the corner here. No. Right, I think we're back. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, but we've got a little bit of a moment there. Nick White screaming around. So what's gone on here then? It looks like we might have another deliberate knock on. Yeah, that's going to be a yellow card for Marcus Smith. He puts his hand out, gets a little flick on it, and then withdraws his hand. It's going to be a yellow card for Marcus Smith for an intentional knock-on. And again, right decision. The big Smith gone. Not wrong, mate. As Nick White is told to trust the referee to do his job. Well, fair enough. Okay, so Marcus Smith in the bin for 10. Again, a consistency ruling. Look, I mean, he's got his fingers up. He's had a go at it. He's realised too late that it's not on. And it's a yellow card. And I can't help but agree with it. I mean, if he doesn't get it, the Aussie player is... he's going to break the game line. So it's the right decision to penalise it, and penalise it heavily, because it's pretty pointless. The ref evening things up. No. No. Not at all. Right, anyway, Lasauso's going to nudge this one through. That's sure to be a given. As it is now just a 5-point game. So I said Australia had a mountain to climb, and all of a sudden in 3 or 4 minutes that 15-point lead has been whittled down to just 5. England need to just reorganise themselves. Both sides making some changes here. Both changing their front rows. So on comes Mako. And Luke Cowan-Dickey come on. Didn't see who came on for Australia though. As here comes Australia again. O'Connor working hard in the backfield, and the ball was trickling towards the England side of the breakdown, but a stray boot fires it back, and Australia just speeding up the tempo a little bit and asking some questions of this England defence. And is it going to be a 50-22? That's a cracking nudge. And Nick White is jumping up and down and cheering. That's a great nudge. And all of a sudden, this Australia team just seem absolutely fired up. Wait a minute, is that carried back? Is that carried back? That breakdown looked very suspicious. It is going to be an England ball. It's not a 50-22. It was carried back into the half. So Nick White looks like Underhill is going to get a HIA as well. Yeah, so that's, yeah, you can clearly see that's carried back over the line. Well, Andy Brace trying to find a way to give Australia the 50-22 there. TMO shuts him down very, very quickly. Nice to see. 5 of you in here, 8 likes on the stream. Let's see if we can get to 10 by full time. It's been an unusual stream this week, so I do apologise for the inconsistency. We've had babies and tech issues and all sorts of fun. Right, so England control the line out then. Play a phase out, and Van Portfeld will... Portfleet, sorry, will boot this downfield only as far as halfway, and James O'Connor steps back inside. Lovely little show and go from him, and Chesham brings him to ground on the 10. Corabetti. No! Corabetti dragged to the ground, then just stands up and carries on, and Andrew Brace allows that to go on, and Australia have the penalty. Oh no, and we've got another Australian down, clutching his knee. He's managed to crawl his way off the pitch, but he doesn't look good. Yeah, Caden Neville down. And it just looks like a firm landing from the box kick. So because he's off the field, we will continue without him. So Australia bring on Nick Frost, 23rd player to make their debut under Dave Rennie. And Lasauso fires this into the corner, and it's not a great nudge, to be fair, from where he was. He's about, the line out will be about 10 metres out. All these injuries and not a nasty game. I know. I think it's just a very firm track they're playing on. So Underhill has gone off, and Lewis Ludlam comes on to replace him for his 13th cap. And the stretcher is out on the pitch. Caden Neville is done for the day. And it is going to be another Australian player going off on a stretcher. Wonder what Rennie puts the Aussie boys through in training. Don't know. Oh, yeah, just agreeing with the commentary team there. We don't need to see the replays of the nasty injuries. Neville just hyperextends, I think, is what we saw. But he is going off in the front seat of the car, riding shotgun, underneath the hot sun. Feeling like he's someone. Yeah. Right, so Australia with the line out then, halfway between the 22 and the try line, and they flick that off to Valentini. Nick White then spins it out, and Australia really positive, and Nick White trying to nick another penalty, but Andrew Brace having none of it. As Valentini carries forward into Farrell. And Lo Celso. White then flicks it out into Phillip. Oh, it was almost beautiful hands from Australia. And Mako Vunipola, I mean, it was Harlem Globetrotter stuff. Flicking balls left, right and centre. And just a little... I mean, Ludlam was all over him, but just coming in too hot, doesn't have his hands out, and as a result, the ball just bounces off his shoulder. So Karen Dickey just getting a little bit of Vaseline on the eyebrow for a little split there, and just instructions from the referee to hold the bind. Four minutes left on the card for Marcus Smith. So Australia, for the first time, have come to the English 22 unrewarded. As a little bit of shenanigans between Will Stewart and Angus Bell. Just jostling for position, and as a result, a little bit of heads colliding, and the referee doesn't like any of that, so that's fair enough. Okay, so we're set and bound now as it goes down. And it will be an England penalty. Will Stewart gets his man. we're getting to the 60-minute mark. The 60 minutes, anything goes mark. We are indeed. I don't like it. The big should have went for the 3. But it was an England knock-on. So it wasn't a penalty. It was a knock-on by Corobetti, and England had to put in. You don't get to go for the penalty when it ain't your penalty. Right, so first line out for Cowan Dickey, and it goes to shit as Australia steal that, and Australia are pumping at the minute as they look to move this wide. James Conner pulling the strings. I was just about to praise him, and he's butchered the kick. Boot like a tit, and it goes out on the full. Right. Hands go up straight away in apology to his teammates, but he is pulling the strings from the 15. Doing a great job of it. And you would say, since he's been on, Australia just found an extra gear or two. And England will need to respond. I tell you what, it's absolutely cooking today. It's going to be a blinder weather-wise. Right. So. Cowan Dickey then getting ready for his second line out. Hopefully it goes better than the first one. Come on, Australia. I don't want Wales to be the first Northern Hemisphere loss today. As, interestingly, Swing Low rings out around the Suncorp Stadium as England continue to roll this ball forward. 10 metres gained so far and continuing up towards the 22. Cowan Dickey breaks away, and they are up and over the 22. Fantastic work by the English pack. Macapola shows and goes. It almost looks like he trips as he does it. As Van Portfield, and it's a shit pass, and it's now Australia with the ball. And it might be time to call on Danny Kerr. Van Portfield just looks a little tired now, as Freddie Stewart will take the kick and return it downfield, and Lou Celso takes that well, to be fair to him, over his shoulder. So it's a good take, as there is space for Australia, and it's now a straight foot race. Who's going to get there? Somehow it's Freeman that gets across and is dragged into touch. And Australia are absolutely firing. England look like they've run out of steam. Broken defence. And a little step inside. Freeman's done exceptionally well to get across and cover. But as a result, Tom Wright just drags him into touch as the tackle is made, and Australia will have a line out in the English 22. Sloppy play from England. So as I call for Danny Kerr, here he is. As not straight from Australia, and England will have the scrum. Well, let off the hook a little bit there. I mean, it's a lot not straight. As Nigel Owen said, that line out was straighter than he is. Sorry, he was straighter than that line out, wasn't he? Yeah. Anyway, we move. Danny Kerr then on the pitch. He'll have his first touch of the ball to pop this in the scrum. And Marcus Smith has returned to the field of play. So England back to full strength. And I wonder if there have been just a few instructions between him and Danny Kerr as Billy sets up the pick and go, but ends up giving it to Porter as Billy fires in and clears Nick White out, and he looks a little bit shell-shocked as Smith has a little skip. Here we go, up to halfway, just short of. Danny Kerr finds Ludlam, finds his back hit as he comes in a little bit hot, and Johnny Hill comes in to form the caterpillar along with Cowan Dickey, and Kerr will fire this high to compete, and England retain possession and they start to spread the ball as Farrell finds a crossfield kick for Jack Knoll. He's on his own. He bounces one. He bounces two. He's into the 22 and he keeps driving those legs. Oh, scenes. Owen Farrell steps inside and just gets on the branch of the tackle. Advantage coming for England. 5 metres out. Billy Vunipola offers up a little offload for Smith. Looking for an option. Isn't anything on, so just gives it to Mako. Driving forward are England now. Kerr, Smith, inside ball. Can Stewart reach? Not quite, no. Just a metre short. Oh, the scenes at Suncorp. Oh. Now the forwards on the pick and go. Pop ball from Laws to Vunipola. Billy pick and go. Looking for his second try. Advantage still coming for England. Cowan Dickey now. Looking to bore his way through this Australian defence as they work their way towards the post. Try and take advantage of that disconnection as they're up and over the line, but they're held up and it will come back for the penalty advantage. And Owen Farrell points immediately to the post, and this will mean it's right in front of the posts. It's about 7 metres out, so this will take England outside of a converted try, give them a little bit of breathing room, force Australia to score twice. Great work from Jack Knoll. Absolute domination on that wing. He ain't no winger. He's a flanker with wheels. I'm telling you, if that boy was half a foot taller, he'd be in the back row. Insane. And the kick is good, so it is now Australia 17, England 25. 13 minutes left on the clock. Mako is down, but he's just having just lost a contact lens. That's a common scene that we see with him. And we get another shot of Eddie Jones with that whiteboard. Field goal. That is tickling me. That is tickling me. We are 2 likes away from our goal of 10. Where are we on the poll? Look at the poll for a little while. 18 votes on the poll. 83% of you think England. 17% of you think Australia. Right. So Jack Knowles takes the kick-off and hands it off to Courtney Laws. And Chesham starts the caterpillar with Johnny Hill. And Danny Kerr will look to clear his lines. And Marcus Smith on the chase there. Finds Lo Celso, but is able to wrestle off the first tackler. And yeah, Australia screaming for a penalty, but Andrew Braces can't hold him in. As Australia just playing a little flat to the line and looking to find those holes and punch their way through this English defence. And England get the turnover off James O'Connor. And it is a penalty for Australia. Next phase, Danny Kerr did lift the ball, and then England go in off their feet, and Australia will look to find touch through the boot of James O'Connor. Fleshing Noel is bloody good. He is bloody good if he stays fit. Wow. Connor's gone for the corner. Little bit of volleyballs from Marcus Smith, and Freddie Stewart fires that downfield for Corabetti to clean up. And a kick chase for Freeman, and it wasn't a great kick. And Australia look for the 50-22. It's not going to come off. And well, sorry, that was Danny Kerr with the volleyballs for. It was Danny Kerr with the volleyballs for Stewart to save the penalty to touch. Okay, so interesting there. Because that one looked like it was going dead. So, it was great work from Danny Kerr to keep it in play, but it was unnecessary. Freeman off, Arundale on. Last week's superstar. We will see what he has got to say this week. Arundale on to Australia with the line out. They lose it, and Marcus Smith snaffles that up, and Danny Kerr will look to use the forwards. Nice little bit of dancing feet from Courtney Laws just to get past the first defender. And then the box kick is set up as Danny Kerr fires that up. And Arundale, his first act is to get a little bit of a shove in on the Australian scrum half, Gordop. And to be fair, he got there too early anyway, and would have been done for a tackle in the air. So right, Australia then with the line out in between the 10 and the 22. Only 9 minutes left on the clock for Australia to claw back this 8-point lead. Here come Australia again in the forwards. James O'Connor. He's a quality operator, isn't he? But as I say that, who is that? It's Courtney Laws again. He's an absolute beast on the ball. As he punches the ball away. And England will have the penalty. And as he lifts the ball, he lifts the man as well. Marcus Smith shoves Lo Celso to the ground in celebration of that penalty. Scenes you love to see. All right. 8 minutes left on the clock. England working their way downfield. Looks like they made it to about the Australian 10. And the commentary team just whinging about the time England are taking to get to the line out. As Johnny Hill takes it at the back and up and down into the maul as it rolls backwards for the first time in the game. England had a lot of success at the maul, but they do find themselves with an advantage as it's brought to ground. But Danny Kerr has it, and Farrell with another kick crossfield to Noel, and he's bundled into touch, but it was a free play anyway. And it's all good, and we just have a little bit of a conversation about the what they're going to have for their post-match meal. Lovely scenes. Oh dear. We are going to have a water break. So I'm guessing there's an injury on the field. The clock is off. So 6 minutes 45 left to go on this game. Apologies there for you bogey snots. Right. Yeah, just Australia getting underneath them all there. Just and there's a leg lift. There's plenty going on in that maul. So on England on their own 10 in the middle of the park. Interesting scenes. Right, we are coming towards the end of this one as Andrew Brace just... Wait a second, what? England have called for the kicking tee. Are they on the Australian 10? Or are they on... Is this in his range? Is this even in his range? Farrell lining up the kick. There's no Elliot Daly. Oh, it is on the Australian 10. My apologies. I thought they were on. I thought they were on the English 10. Right. Okay. The big reckon England have this. Well, if they do, what a finale we're going to have next week. For this. Anyway, in the meantime, 6 minutes left on the clock. Farrell just using all of his 90 seconds. It is a long old way out. He's on the Australian 10 on the 15-metre line in terms of width. So it's a big old kick. And it sails wide and Australia kick that clear, and a little spill of the hands for I think that was Billy, might be Mako, but it had the legs, it just didn't have the accuracy. Never mind. England then back with a line out pretty much where Farrell just had the penalty, so nothing gained, nothing lost. As Karen Dickey sets up this, and it goes up at the front to Laws, and the maul is set. England just looking to drive that. Well, I think that's a bit harsh from Andrew Brace, a bit premature. It was moving forward, and he called once. As Ludlam carries up then, and Hooper dives in, but he's shot back by Farrell. As Billy now carries up. He's had a good game as Billy Vinapola. We'll start thinking about who our Dick of the Day is. Let me know who you think has been your player of the match. As Kerr slots this back to Smith, who's deep, and he fires this up into the 22. Oh, James O'Connor gets the mark called, and Stewart gets a little slot in on him, and the clock continues to run as Smith again fires this one up outside of the 22 this time for Lo Celso to carry. As England ask Australia, if you want to win this game, you're going to have to do it from your own 22. Oh, England get a little bit broken in their shape, and there's numbers over, but Jack Noel covering. Had an amazing game as Jack Noel, as always. Australia then, Valentini. As very flat for Angus Bell. He can't offload, and Gordop gets that one, gets his time on the run a little bit wrong for Corabetti, and is absolutely forward. And Andrew Brace signals for the scrum, and yeah, Gordop can't believe it, but it's very forward. It's almost NFL forward. Right, okay, so England with the scrum, they're not rushing for this, and you don't blame them. Run that clock, as Australia actually have a man down. So the clock is now off. There's 2.5 minutes left on the game. Who's that? Is that Tupu? Yeah, it's England's now. I am saying never yet. But the odds would be heavily stacked against it. As we just get a look at the technical boxes. Interesting, actually, that they're very open to fellow box users. Just having a look at Dave Rennie's box there, and just through the window you've got a bunch of fans just sat next to him. Don't tend to see that so much, do you? They're normally a little bit more enclosed than that, and a little bit more private. Going to have to do a lot of bouncing on the kids' trampolines later. My nerves are beginning to build. And another scrum penalty for England. Yeah, Angus Bell just drops his shoulder. And Hayes has his man. And Angus Bell been asked to do a lot of work today. And England fire this one downfield between the 22 and the 10, just making sure they hit touch. And England just have a quick word about what they want to do, and Andrew Brace ushers them in. In fact, with 90 seconds left on the board, Andrew Brace has stopped the clock because he's not happy with the amount of time England are taking to get there. Fair enough. Will Joseph on, Guy Porter off. 90 seconds left. He's not going to touch the ball, is he? as England go up and down into the maul, and you would think now they are just going to manage the clock as Australia try to usher them towards touch, as Cowan Dickey wrestles to stay inside, and Kerr has to support him and gets the ball on the deck himself, and England just set up a pot of forwards, and Billy Vunipola tipped up and over as Kerr shuffles the forwards round, and Courtney Laws carries up into Hooper. Again, here comes Cowan Dickey this time, being ragged around by Valentini. Ludlam. 30 seconds on the clock. There's Danny Kerr. Oh! Will Joseph, he will touch the ball, and he will concede a penalty. And Australia tap and go, looking to utilise the space. There's not a lot of it though, as they make their way up to halfway. I can't see how they can win this from here, even if they break through a hole. As Billy Vunipola and Will Joseph come in, and Valentini flying in from nowhere in the side beyond the breakdown. That is loose and fast from Valentini. Of course it's on Owen Farrell. He is the targeted England man, and England tap that and puts it into touch. Michael, welcome in, mate. Good to see you. We're just finishing up. England with the victory, and apparently Villa are beating Warsaw 1-0, according to ball tracking. So full time, Australia 17, England 25. What an absolute setup for the final week. Who cares about Aston Villa? Do you know what I mean? Look, when the game finishes, the ball tracking just moves on to the next available game, which just so happens to be Aston Villa. Honestly, a great game. It was a great game of rugby. A real game of two halves, that one. I feel England absolutely dominated in the first half. Then went to sleep a little bit in the second half. In Australia, they believed. They had that optimism that they had last week, and they came back, and I thought at one stage they were going to do it. But England clung on to the victory. So, who will be the first Northern Hemisphere loss today? Fleshen's nerves are jangling already. Ball track dumb. Oh, I mean, it's free, so we'll take the ums and ahs with it. We've got 9 likes on the stream. Can we get one more like to get us to 10 before we close it off? We are going to be back later for one of the games. I'm not too sure what my plans are today for both of them, so I don't know. Fleshin, that game grew into itself. Good watch. Yeah, another one that goes to 60 minutes and then it all opens up. So, oh God, we haven't done Dick of the Day. Who are we going to give it to? I'm going to give it to Courtney Laws, you know. He was beastly around the park. Heavy carries, heavy tackles. Really, really good at the breakdown. Really showcasing the best of Courtney Laws today. And a good captaincy performance from him. Right. That is all we've got time for this morning. It's this afternoon now. It's 1 o'clock, isn't it? So we'll catch you later on for one of the games, and we'll see which one that will be. But in the meantime, have yourself a lovely, lovely day.